And the big show continues. It's Rick Springfield. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I am peachy keen. I see that EFX Alive and the Greatest Hits Alive.
February 1st,
Go beat Humperdinck.
MGM Grand Hollywood Theater. Only at MGM Grand, the city of entertainment.
Hello?
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am okay. I always ask this of everybody. Is there anything you want to talk about, anything you don't want to talk about? Though I missed your softball question anyways. So.
You missed the what?
I missed your softball question anyways.
No, I can talk about anything.
All right. That's cool. You ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What I usually say... What I usually say is, and the big show continues. It's Rick Springfield. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I am peachy keen. I see that EFX Alive and the Greatest Hits Alive both kicked off on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It was great. It was very few screw-ups in the EFX Alive and none in the Greatest Hits Alive.
Well, that's always a good thing, right? What now? I've heard about EFX for a long time, but I've never known what it is. Can you just give me a brief overview?
It's a kind of a jaw-dropping show of fire-breathing dragons and mountains collapsing and earthquakes and spaceships, and it tells a story. Our version has some amazing dancing in it. We've amped up the energy level. And I've written some songs for it, and there's really nothing like it. I've never seen anything like it. The first time I saw it, it blew me away. It's really hard to explain, as you can probably tell.
Right.
But it's really intense. Our story tells about four people: Merlin, P.T. Barnum, Houdini, and H.G. Wells. About we go through their lives, certain moments in their life, and talk about how they followed the voice inside them that made them the men they are, and through that and around all that is all the incredible effects.
So is it kind of a rock and roll show? I actually saw you in concert in Phoenix last year at the Celebrity Theater, that little in the round, in your face kind of place. Yeah.
Right.
And is it kind of like a rock and roll show, or?
Well, there's rock and roll show elements to it, because they saw my live show and they wanted me to bring some of that energy to the to the show, but there's it's basically a stage show, and there's different types of things all through it. I wouldn't call it a rock and roll show, but I'd call it definitely call it a high energy show where there are elements of that.
Mm-hmm. I got to say, when I did see you in Phoenix, it was a hell of a good show. So.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I love playing live, and I'm still going to keep playing live while I'm doing this. I'm doing this for a year, but I didn't want to let go of the live, performances this year completely. So we got 6 weeks off, and we'll be going out and touring through those weeks.
Oh, really? Yeah, I see you got a couple of dates already lined up at the House of Blues. Yeah. So you're gonna play the House of Blues in Vegas, or wouldn't the MGM Grand like that?
I don't think. Yeah, I think I'm pretty limited to MGM while I'm in Vegas right now. I'm signed for a year, so I think that'll be it for the year.
All right. How did you end up getting the gig? Is it something that you pursued, or did they come to you?
They came after me, actually, about when Michael Crawford left. I think they wanted to take it more in a rock and roll angle. And I was doing something at the time, and then they came back just after I was about to go on tour, and I wanted to do that. And then after I'd been on the road for about 2.5 years, I came back again, and it seemed like the right thing to do. I'd seen the show enough and had in my mind kind of some ideas of what I could do to make the show kind of more my own, and seemed like a good thing. At first, I was kind of overawed by it because it's just so huge. I didn't really know where I'd fit in. But after a while, thinking about it and seeing the opportunities for change, I thought it might be something that could be really beneficial.
I know it's only been a couple shows, but are you having a good time?
Yeah, it's great. It's a total blast to do because it's everybody in it's so talented, and I still have fun watching some of the effects go off.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and the music, now I've written some stuff, and it's more personal, and I'm not just singing a bunch of songs that I have no connection to, so it's great.
Now, you actually playing guitar in the show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, playing and it's playing live guitar, and it's so there's an element of walking on the wire every time,
Mm-hmm. I got a Rick Springfield story to tell you, okay?
Uh-oh.
Back in '83, there used to be this radio station in Minneapolis that would count down the top 9 songs of the night, the most requested songs each night. And Human Touch was always number 2. And I was a really big fan of Human Touch. And it was almost number 2 behind Def Leppard's Rock of Ages.
Uh-huh.
And no, it never made it to number 1. but still,
Actually, we do Human Touch in the show.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's the only one of my songs we do, my old songs we do in the show.
Wow, that's my favorite Rick Springfield song.
Oh, great. Yeah, it fit into, they wanted to do one, and I didn't want to do an obvious thing like Jesse's Girl or Don't Talk to Strangers, and I wanted to do something that would work within the show, and there's a kind of a space, an alien section where it seemed to really work, so we're doing that.
Now, Greatest Hits Alive came out on Tuesday also, your Greatest Hits Live,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
I've heard the version of Free that's on that album, and that's just incredible.
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy the way it came out. I'd always wanted to do a live album because ever since we started playing live in the 80s, we always did the songs with a lot more energy and a lot more power on stage, and I always wanted to put that on a CD, but I never really, the opportunity never presented itself. But this tour certainly did, and the band is unbelievable. It's a very powerful band, and so and also the audience participation thing that you hear in Free. I wanted to get that on CD too, and because there is a lot of audience participation now. A lot of people have been through 20 years with my music, and so there's a lot of it's a much better feeling on stage now for me with the audience, and it's almost like a big party with a bunch of friends.
Now, there's actually a limited edition of that. Are there still copies of that available? I know it's available only at the website, right?
Yeah, there's some left. There's a couple left, I think, about maybe like 100 or so, and I think it's a limited edition that I made up before this one came out, just for fans that might want some little personal thing. There's a second CD with all my 4-track demos from 1979 of Working Class Dog, Jesse's Girl and Love Is All Right, and there's 3 unreleased songs from '83, and there's a 25-minute video of life on the road, this through the Karma tour, and there's an extra song on the live CD. Wow!
Do you save all your demos?
Yeah, I've got all my demos. I have all my original notes from writing songs too. I have from Speak to the Sky in 1972. I have all the original notes of the songs.
Wow, that's cool. I'd love to hear a demo of Human Touch.
Yeah, actually, you know what? The demo, I think, there's parts of the demo I like better than the record. And actually, it was up on the website for a little while, too, the demo of Human Touch.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's much more guitar-oriented. And then, the synths came in, and I said, let's do a little more synth-heavy.
Everybody's doing DVDs this now in this time of history with the DVD revolution. Is there any chance we might see one from you? Or?
Yeah, we've been talking about that. Obviously, I guess most people have. It's just getting around to the right. I'd love to film the show now as it is because it's a better show, I think, than our live show than it's ever been, and I'd love to get that on video too.
Yeah, I know a lot of these DVDs that come out are kind of crappy, People put out just to make money, and I love it when artists actually spend some time and will do commentary on like the videos, and
I think that's the stuff that makes me want to get something, and even if I like somebody, if it's just a thrown together collection, and you can usually tell what they are. I like it when the artist talks about why he did stuff, and that's always real interesting to a fan, and people that I'm a fan of too. I love to read that kind of stuff and hear like in-depth stuff that about certain songs that you go, wow, I didn't know that.
Right.
So and that's one of the reasons actually I did the special edition CD of the Greatest Hits Alive too, because I wanted, though a lot of people were very curious about that kind of starting period, and the demos from Working Class Dog actually are pretty funny. There's parts of songs that never made it to the record, and there's lyric changes and me playing everything on this cheesy 4-track tape recorder and using cushions for drums. It's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I always love hearing demos because you get to hear what's changed.
Yeah, and you can really, you can hear it. You can hear what didn't change. And Jesse's Girl, the vocal on Jesse's Girl was actually almost like the verse was kind of a country vocal.
Hey, you a big fan of the internet? You surf it a lot, or
what's that?
Do you surf it a lot?
I don't really have time to surf it, but I email a lot, and I get emailed a lot, and I have like I said, my online website is, I'm very in contact with that and send them some things like, demos or unreleased songs and things to put up. And they have access to a lot of stage photos, and they have video on there. And so I'm very in tune with that.
What about the whole Napster issue? I got to ask about that.
I'm okay with that, actually. I think, I think they kind of blew it by selling out, because I think the whole issue of downloading free stuff, it was basically what singles have always been, which has been promotion.
Right.
And I think probably the number of people that would download a whole album and not go out and buy it is very limited compared to the people who download some stuff, really like it, and say, "Oh man, I got to get the whole CD," and go out and buy the whole CD. I heard that. I did that myself. I'd hear a song and go, "Oh, I want to hear the whole thing. I want to hear it, CD quality. I want the artwork. I want to know who wrote stuff." So I'd go out and get the CD. I mean, it never really stopped me from buying CDs, and I kind of saw it as promotion.
Right.
So I didn't really have an issue with, obviously guys that are selling, I might have had an issue with it back in, the 80s when I was selling, millions of albums, but it's even now, I mean, I hear, bands like Offspring and that say it's really just promotion. No one has really seen it affect sales at all.
For me, it was kind of funny because I was actually one of the people that got kicked off of Napster because I had a couple of Metallica songs. Because I actually had Whiskey in the Jar, and because I had Whiskey in the Jar, I ended up going out and buying not only the single of it,
Absolutely.
but I bought the album, and then I get kicked off.
That's absolutely. I think they missed that whole thing. I think they got on the high horse and said, no free music, but it's. I don't think they realized. I think it took a while for it to settle to see what the upside of it was, and there is an upside to it, and to be honest, there's always going to be Napsters because there's new programs. There's guys will always write new programs, so there'll always be free music out there.
Final question: what kind of new music are you listening to these days, as far as like the new music that's come out in the last couple of years?
I really like Radiohead. I love Kid A. I know there was mixed feelings on that, but that's one of my favorite albums. Their last album, OK Computer, was my favorite album for that year, and Kid A I really loved. I'm waiting for the new Tool album. I'm a big fan of theirs. My sons turn me on to a lot of the new stuff that I probably wouldn't have heard just because they're very heavy into music too, and they always play me all the new albums that they get, the new CDs they get. I like a lot of the heavier stuff, but I also hear a lot of great pop songs too amongst on the radio. I'm not really concerned about whether they're so-called manufactured or not. I mean, I hear some great songs, and I hear some great singers on the radio, too.
Yeah, they're all Max Martin or Mutt Lange written.
Yeah. Hey, Mutt Lange's great.
Yeah, I love Mutt.
He writes great stuff.
Yeah. All right. Hey, can I get you to do one of those infamous, hey, this is Rick Springfield, and you're listening to eUniverse Live. It's eUniverse Live.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is Rick Springfield, and you're listening to eUniverse Live.
All right. Pleasure talking to you.
Thanks a lot, dude.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.